what I love about this job, I think you do too, Tom, is the relationships you build and the rapport and over time and trust, and you have great stories and memories in that respect. We also all have kind of the horror stories of things when things go awry and things go badly. I still screenshotted a text that Pat Burrell, the lovable slugger for the Tampa Bay Rays, sent me when I reached out when he got waived. It was a tough call to make and an understandably tough thing to do, but he texted me to lose my fucking number. So that was one of the things. We've all had ones that, arguments and back and forth.
Yeah.
I was curious, Manny Fernandez, like, what can you tell about that story and how that kind of went awry for you?
Yeah, Manny Fernandez, a goaltender, kind of a little bit of a, like, no more strange than your normal strange goalie, but he was a goalie in every sense of the way, and he was decent. He was a decent goaltender. I don't think he played quite as well as they'd hoped when they first got him, but he certainly had a high ceiling. He came in and he was our number one goalie right from the start. And about midway through the second season here, he stopped talking to me. And it was just a weird, like, I'd say hi to him in a hallway and he'd ignore me. And in if I went up to him, hey man, you got a minute? He's like, not now. And he'd walk away. And in scrums, he would answer everybody. He would only give me like yes or no answers. And finally I said to him, I went up to him one day. Or actually, I think I went to the PR guy and I said, and I think Aaron Sickman was with the one there. I said, hey, can you check with Manny? Is there a problem? He came back. He goes, and Aaron's like, yeah, Manny wants nothing to do with you. And I'm like, wait, what? I go, what happened? I start trying to think about, okay, what did I write? And I looked through the Star Tribune, all the stuff I'd written. I said, I haven't even written about Manny like in a month, like really written about him. And turns out I had, at the time, I was also doing some freelance stuff for faceoff.com. And basically it was just like, taking stuff you've already written for the Star Tribune and just refurbishing it and put it, on faceoff.com. And I had written something about he had struggled or something, but it wasn't anything bad. So I finally talked to Manny and I said, what's going on? He's like, I heard about what you wrote. And then he told me it was in Faceoff. Well, he didn't even read it. He had friends read it who were French and didn't understand English, but they got it through a translator somehow. And it somehow came out that I had ripped him when I was actually complimenting him. There was a word that they misunderstood. And I'm like, what? You haven't talked to me for like 4 weeks because your buddies mistranslated a word from English to French or in French to English or whatever. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah. And I say, he goes, I'm sorry, but I still don't want to talk to you anymore. And he did. He eventually did, but he was just a bit of a hard guy to deal with sometimes. And meanwhile, Dwayne Rollison was the other guy.
Yeah.
Who was like the greatest guy to deal with in the world. He was just a tremendous quote.
Did you write a big blowout story about Fernandez starting the first game or something like that?
Oh my gosh! So it was it was the second year of the Wild. They were opening up on the road, and I wrote, "Man, he's the man. He's the Manny," I think was the headline, and it was this big blowout story on Manny Fernandez. Now this is his year, and he's going to lead the Wild, and so we go to practice the day before the opener. It's like I said, it's in San Jose. And Manny's still on the ice. Dwayne Rollison's coming off. And I said to Jacques, this is like 6 o'clock, like there. So it's like 9 o'clock Minneapolis time, right? Mm-hmm. And I said to Jacques, I said, hey, why is Manny still out there? He goes, oh, because we're playing Rolly tomorrow night. I have a big blowout story. The season opener. And they're going to start Dwayne Rollison. Like, here's the Manny. And then I had to like jam it into saying Manny Fernandez, who will play actually game 2 tomorrow night in Arizona. Yeah. So I forgot about that.
That's pretty
Those
good.
Those are the things that, sometimes you get things wrong and it just,
I mean, the plan was he ended up, he was going to be their number one goalie, but it was back to back and Jacques wanted him to play game 2. And then Jacques didn't understand that, no, I need Manny to play tomorrow night.
Oh, you Jacques. Oh, that's good.
Your Sunday paper.